What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Take 215. My name is Deja. This is my dad, Ryan.
What up? What up? That right? That right?
Thank y'all for tuning back in. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. We are on YouTube and Spotify right now. For the moment, more coming.
Yes, yes.
All right, so we back. We made it to 3 episodes. We in 3 episodes.
The third episode, the trifecta. Yeah.
How you feeling about everything so far?
Boy, I'm having a ball with it. You having
Yeah.
fun with it?
It's a lot, but I'm having fun while we're recording it, not the other stuff.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to my daughter. She's behind the scenes. What do they call it? B what?
The beat writer?
No, behind the scenes.
BTS.
BTS.
That's an Asian group too.
Oh. BTS behind the scenes. So behind the scenes, y'all, my daughter is really getting it in. She's working hard with the technical support, and I'm really proud of you for doing this thing. I'm really proud of you. I just want to say that.
This is teaching me patience.
Yes.
You gotta just be patient.
Patience is a virtue.
Yeah. So overall, we just want to thank everybody. We're gonna keep them coming. Keep episodes coming every week.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and get it started.
Yes, let's do it.
Y'all know how we go. We're gonna recap the Eagles game. So we'll recap week 9, and then we'll get into some league news, do some Sixers talk, do some highlights, do some recapping for next week, even though next week is our bye. And then so let's go. Week 9 recap. Eagles 28, Cowboys 23.
Whoa.
When I say this was a game,
it was a game.
A game of inches, they say. I did not enjoy this game, not one bit.
Not at all. You didn't enjoy it at all.
No, I was queasy. I had the shakes. I was shaking like a stripper, like I stole that's the type of game, and I don't even get like that, but I just wanna beat the Cowboys so bad.
Yeah, you were I was feeling bad for you at one minute, y'all. Hey y'all, we was thinking about doing live streams, but
I can't do that.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to do a live stream. But at the end of the game, y'all, my daughter was like a movie. She was on her knees waiting to exhale.
Because that last drive was some bull job. And you know it was.
It was an emotional roller coaster.
We was up 28-17. He said, game over. I said, hold on.
I know, I spoke too soon, didn't I?
Something in my spirit. Because I said it early. I said, we're going to lose this game. And I hate to be like that, but you know when you just got those feelings. Yeah,
and then I was really anyway when I see he was limping with his knee.
Yeah,
I got concerned. I got concerned at that point.
Yeah.
I did.
But what's crazy is I really didn't. Maybe it's just we're just conditioned because of how he is. But I was like, ain't no way he ain't finishing this game. Like that was kind of my mindset.
Right.
Maybe he's just. I shouldn't think like that, but I honestly didn't have no doubt. I was like, and then we were going into halftime too, so I was like, he'll be back. I ain't even really too worried about it. Yeah. But speaking of our GOATs, he was. Let's get his stats. He was 17 of 23 for 207 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 1 rushing. So what you think about his performance?
His performance was efficient.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a good word for it.
It was efficient. He didn't really hurt us even though we had a couple of fumbles, but he didn't hurt us.
No, he didn't lose us the game, and I think that's such a fact, like a big thing where he might not. As long as he don't put us in a position to lose the game, but he also, to me, like those coming out of halftime, outscoring them 14-0.
I mean,
third quarter, that's what did it.
That was huge because when he done that, when he came out in that third quarter, that's what put us over the hump.
Yeah, that was the game right there. It set the tone because I think we went like 3 and out. They got the ball. They were able to get 3 before half. And then he went down on that play.
We scored because we was the score at halftime.
17-14. We get the ball at half. We deferred, so we got it at half.
Right, and then we went down and scored a touchdown.
Yes,
and then we stopped them and scored another touchdown.
Yeah, and that was the game right there.
That was, and those 2 drives right there, That's what done it for us.
That's what did it, because we could talk about how Dallas did go up and down the field on us, but one team was 3 for 3 in the red zone and the other was 3 of 5.
And we were 3 for 3.
And that was the game right there. And I think that is what a lot of people are talking about. If you do not give Dallas the ball, they won't win. And I said that. I said that.
So
I said,
even though we fumbled it, but we recovered all three.
Correct, all three. And we just got lucky. I mean, maybe.
And give a shout out to TYRESE, number 56, a rookie from Alabama.
First game in against Micah, he had to do it.
Yeah, and he's going to be a stud. And he fell on that ball, and that was a game changer when he fell on that fumble.
Yeah, at the very, very end, because you said you defended DeAndre Swift, but I didn't understand it. I rewatched it like 4 times.
But he almost got knocked out.
It wasn't that hard. He get hit harder than that and hold on to the ball.
I know, but did you see his neck pop back?
I did, but that means you lose control of your arms too.
Yeah, somebody punch in your face, you drop your hand.
But it wasn't like a punch because he ran into the back of AJ, so he's been hit harder with the ball in his hand. Maybe because he wasn't expecting. I don't know.
He wasn't expected. Then I seen his chin kind of pop back, and it might have been the nerves just froze his whole body up or something.
Yeah. So that one I didn't quite understand. So yeah, I don't know why he just dropped the ball. It's like he just. I rewatched it, and he just run into the back of his hands, just dropped like.
Well, things happen.
And we're just very fortunate.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman said today, because it was like the Eagles were just lucky over there, and Richard Sherman said sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah. So I'm not,
because that is what we have to clean up. And I don't mean to cut you off, but Nick Sirianni was saying that his whole mantra was this week: beat us if you can beat us, because you're the better team, but don't let them beat you from self-inflicted wounds.
Right.
And that's something that, like, it's like Jalen Hurts has been a lot cleaner with the picks, I think, in the last couple games, but those fumbles are just something that we just like a slot machine. But we were fortunate enough to recover 3 of them today or last night. So we'll take it.
So 3 fumbles, and normally that's what we do, turn over about 3 times a game.
Which is crazy because we're still winning the games.
That's the scary part about it. That's the scary part about it, y'all. We are turning the ball over
at an alarming rate.
And we still find ways to win. So that's a testament to the resilience of the team and just that flow that we got.
Yeah, I think clean that up. And the offensive side of the ball will be fine. The offense has been fine. So I think as long as we can, that's probably the biggest thing on the offensive side of the ball. I do want to try to get a little bit back to running the ball, because we did only run for 43 yards. Oh, no, excuse me. DeAndre Swift was 18 carries for 43 yards.
Right.
And we ran for a total.
Over 100, right?
I think it was 109.
Okay, normally 100 yards of rushing the game. That's not bad. We get over 100 yards rushing.
We got
combined
back a little bit to what we know. So yeah, we ran for, where is it at? 109, 33 attempts for 109 yards. Dallas was 21 attempts for 73 yards. But we were one of the top running defenses in the league, so it wasn't a shocker to me that they weren't really able to run the ball.
Yeah.
But for us, we got back to it a little bit more than we did for the past 2 weeks. So let's just go ahead and let's get to it.
The elephant in the room.
The
green elephant in the room
is that bad secondary.
Oh my God!
Put me out there. No,
well, you know what though? They was robbing us on them slants. It looked like they was robbing us on the slant.
It's like we will not give up. Like, and I don't know if that's his. What's the man name? Sean Desai. I don't know if that's his thing. Of just like, we're gonna give you everything in front of us and give you the slants, but we ain't gonna give up nothing big. But it's just like that.
So basically, they giving they call it the bend not break defense.
Yeah.
So basically, they're playing cover 2 and they're giving up stuff that's underneath. But them slants add up. I mean, those slants add up. And
Jason Kelsey said on their podcast, it's like death by 1,000 slants.
Yeah,
it's like
Yeah,
Eventually they're gonna score.
And then it's out like we playing flag football out there.
Yeah, so just a little bit about the secondary. I can kind of give you some stats on what each back, like what they were in their coverages. So Eli Ricks, which he is a rookie.
He's a rookie. I like him
Yes.
though. He's young
So
though.
he allowed 4 targets. No, he had 4 targets, all caught. So 4 receptions for 72 yards and 4 first downs allowed. That was Eli Ricks. Good old James Bradbury.
Oh man, I don't know about you, bro.
James Bradbury in coverage against the Cowboys. They targeted him 8 times, 5 receptions, 68 yards, 5 first downs allowed, and a touchdown.
How many times they target him?
8. So 5 passes were caught. 8. He was, I guess, defended well or whatnot. But and then 1 touchdown. So I don't know. Let me see if we got Slays.
Yeah, secondary. We're gonna have to tighten up on that. I don't know what else to say.
Sidney Brown. I guess I don't know where Slay stats are for it, but Sidney Brown, 4 targets, 4 receptions, 50 yards, 4 first downs allowed, and a TD. And I told you I had seen enough of him, but I do just think that a lot of it is because he is Avonte Maddox is out.
And who else we gonna put in there?
Yeah, so I don't know, but I've seen enough that whole, and I'm not gonna put it. The only reason after I went back and watched it, I was hot after the game ended. But when I went back and watched it, the offense stalled. Yeah, 3 straight drives they stalled.
Right. So if the offense didn't stall, it wouldn't have been even close.
We needed 1 first down.
Yeah.
We needed 1 first down, and we couldn't get it. And Dallas was crazy in the 4th quarter, but I mean, it was a kind of like a day late, a dollar short because we had already did what we did in the 4th quarter. Yeah, because it wasn't
for that third quarter push, we'd have been in trouble.
Yeah, and so whereas Dallas in the 4th quarter, I think they had we had 14 yards to their 190. Yeah, something. They had
196.
They had 100 plus yards in the 4th quarter, and we had 14. Jalen Hurts had 3 passing yards in the 4th quarter, and to Dak Prescott's I think almost.
We had a total of 14 yards in the 4th quarter, y'all.
Correct.
So what's for that? If they would have recovered one of those fumbles, we'd have been in trouble.
Yeah, and that's why they say it's turnovers, and so Dallas has one of their biggest things was that they can get up and down the field, but once they get into the red zone,
they struggle in the red zone.
They struggled in the red zone, but a lot of that was kind of masked all season because their defense was taking the ball away
with the scoop and scores and things like that, and the pick sixes,
block punts. They're a good team on
all. They helped them out. They helped them out in the scoreboard.
Yeah. They're a good team on all 3 phases.
But what's so scary, bad as we played in the 4th quarter, we still won.
Yeah. And so I think that.
And it was like, Dak played good, but they still lost.
Right. And so I think the good news is for Dallas Cowboys fans, the Dak Prescott played great. Couldn't play better. But the bad news is that Dak Prescott could not have played greater, and you lost.
Yes, and you lost.
So I do think that I'm not defending Dak, but he gets a lot of that heat when they don't win
when
games.
They lose.
And he
played his butt off.
You cannot put that on him last night. We all but try. Aside from the final drive, if you want to argue with him about the final drive, because they did kind of just short out.
But guess what though? But all the yards he put up, Jalen quarterback rating was still higher.
Yeah, because a lot of I think his completion percentage was probably higher because he didn't throw as much. So,
probably so. Yeah.
And a lot of those yards they do come in garbage time for Dak Prescott, and that's been something.
When we playing back, and we playing.
We just try not to give up nothing big, so we are not. So a lot of those yards do come in garbage time, but I just don't think you can put that one on Dak Prescott. I do. He takes a lot.
No, you can't put that on Dak. Nope. It's a team effort, and shout out to the D line because Michael Parsons was non-existent in the second half.
Yes,
first half he got a little something.
Yeah. So I don't think you could put that L on Dak Prescott.
No, you can't put that. Dak did, like I said, he played good. He played good. They lost that game in the 3rd quarter. That's when they lost it.
Yeah.
But the defense lost the form in the 3rd quarter when you scored them 2 drives back to back.
Yeah,
and they were
points. Long drives. They were long drives that kept Dak on the sideline. They couldn't really get us off the field.
Nope.
And then if you want to put it on him a little bit, they did say that the 2-point conversion. They've analyzed that to a T.
And man, they were crazy over that.
You can see Dak flinch a little bit when Brandon Graham is about to, because if he just cut up, he's gonna score. But he tried to come angle it out a little bit more because Brandon Graham is on him. But they're saying like Brandon Graham is not going to be able to stop you from getting in the end zone. He might be on your back. You might drag him in there with you. But the biggest thing is you could tell. I rewatched it, and he is, instead of just cutting up, he kind of going. Angle. He took the angle, and he didn't. He stepped out. And there's no such thing as moral victories in the NFL. That's just not how it looked. They said that the Cowboys walked away feeling great. That's cool. I take the win and feeling bad, or whatever you want to call it, and y'all can take the moral victory and be feeling good about yourself. I'd rather
have the win. Y'all can have the moral win,
right?
The victory. We'll take the dub.
Yeah,
so,
correct.
I don't make no excuses for losing. We lose. Yeah. I mean, I don't be like, oh, but we play so good. If you lose, you lose.
Yeah.
I mean, just take it, own it, and move on. You lost. I mean, that last series, you was at the 5-yard line. You was at the 6-yard line.
And there was a false start, a delay of game. You took a sack, and instead of what's they call down in the ball or whatever, he threw it out of bounds.
You spit it down, and plus we gave you a 15-yard gift when Hassan Reddick got that intentional
roughing the passer.
Yeah. So I mean, y'all had a chance. So I don't make excuses for my teams, and I ain't making excuses for them.
No, like there was an opportunity. We were imploding. We were all but saying, "Here, take the game."
Yeah. We was giving it to you.
2 times, and I rewatched it back because we thought it was over. We thought it was over the drive before the last drive.
Yeah.
But then the offense gets the ball back, and I didn't realize the time, and I was like, "Oh crap, we needed 1 first down."
We needed 1 first down, and that drive was ugly.
And they got the ball back on their 7, I think. And
but then they went 70 yards in 19.
Yeah, and I mean, they did, but the penalty definitely helped them out.
Penalty. Yeah, I forgot about that 36-yard penalty.
They had the ball inside their 10, and then, but kudos to them because he knew he threw the ball a little bit under, so that way Michael Gallup had to come back to the ball, and so that way it kind of sets almost Bradbury up for the PI. So,
and I give a shout out to Bradbury. Sometimes I'll be hard on him, but he's not the fastest DB, but he is good.
I really, 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 really think it's the coverage that this new defensive coordinator
I don't think
calls.
that.
I do, because I looked back at some tape last year, and I was watching I don't know who it was, but they were like, we don't play a lot of man anymore.
No.
And I
think,
you know
why? Because we don't play man, because when you have older corners, they don't play man that much.
But they did last year. How much older did they get?
But last year we had CJ Gardner in the back. We had some backup in the back.
I know,
player like that anymore.
But I don't think it's that. I think it's just a new coordinator, and I think this is the way that he wants to do it. It's a lot of what is it? I don't even know. High safety coverage. I don't even know the name of the coverage, but I think that's just the way that he calls it. I think that's just his style of play.
His style ain't working.
No, and I think that's one of the biggest things that we do have to address, because it's like, my God, CeeDee Lamb. I owe CeeDee Lamb an apology.
I told you he was a top 10 receiver. 196 yards.
But then somebody said, though, but how hard is that to do against the Eagles secondary?
Yeah, Sam Howell had the same numbers that Prescott had.
So I'm not even really about to read that much into it, because they were calling him a fringy number 1 receiver, meaning that sometimes he can do that, sometimes he can't. But I mean, honestly, him doing that against our defense is not saying much.
No, it ain't saying much, y'all.
But I did want to say that. I feel like he heard me. He's like, I'm gonna show her who it is.
Yeah. He heard you talking.
Yeah. But speaking of that, as soon as we got done filming, I had thought about it, how I forgot Stephon Diggs.
Yes,
so Stephon Diggs was going to be my 10th, not in no order, but that's 10 receivers that I had that was better than CeeDee Lamb. But shout out to CeeDee Lamb, because he is now top 5 in receiving. He just crept into 5. Yeah. So it's Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Puka Nacua, Stephon Diggs, and
CeeDee Lamb.
So whatever. Shout out CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb.
Sedarian. Yeah.
Sedarian Lamb.
Something crazy in black. I'm sorry.
That sounds like a Indonesia dish.
Sedarian Lamb.
I don't know.
All right. So, who was your star of the game?
My star of the game, I'm gonna go with my star of the game is a collabo. I'm gonna go with the whole D line. Um, I'm gonna go with the D line for the stars of the game. I got stars of the game this week, y'all. Stars. BG Brandon Graham.
Yeah,
He reminded me of the Super Bowl when he got that last
it was
sack.
very similar.
And they only had 2 sacks in the first half, and they had 3 sacks in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we ended the day with a total of
5 sacks. Yeah, so memory serves.
Yeah.
So my stars. I have to go with stars of the game. It would have to be the D line for me.
Okay. I didn't really think about this very much because I was gonna go. I'm gonna go. You said D line as a whole, but I'm gonna go Josh Sweat because every time I feel like between him and Hassan Reddick, it's one of the two. They're gonna come in and they're gonna make the play. So I'm gonna go Josh Sweat. He had 4 total tackles, 2 solo tackles, 1 sack, and 1 tackle for loss. Just because of when that last sack came, when they were on our 11, and that he got an 11-yard sack.
But how about Brandon Graham did something like that too, though?
Yeah, he did it in the drive before, I think, but I think the Josh Sweat one just is just sticking in my
the last sack of the game
because I was looking at it and it was like
yeah.
I was watching. I got a little nervous because we were streaming the game and it's a little delay in the stream.
I
couldn't wait that long no
more. And
every
time I go back to check, no.
I couldn't wait that long no more, so I was looking at it on my phone.
But shout out to Josh Sweat, and I like how you do that thing.
So I'm gonna go
Josh Sweat.
So what was your key takeaway?
My key takeaway is our secondary is my key takeaway is our secondary. Our secondary almost lost us the game. But like I said, I'm not out there on the field. I'm on the couch, so I can't. I can't cover. I can't hardly put a cover on the bed. You know what I'm saying? So I can't hardly cover. So, but just a shout out to our offense, because if the offense wouldn't have those 2 drives, we'd have lost that game.
Yeah, I think that, and you can credit and shout out the defense because they did do
that D line.
And even because I will say that the back. I mean, when I rewatched that whole debacle of the last drive, it was the penalty that set them up. Like, it was the penalty that even made Dallas be like, "Oh my God, we can do this."
Right,
and it was 2 penalties.
It was that there was 2 penalties, and we stalled on 3 straight drives in the fourth quarter.
We had 5 penalties on that drive alone.
And so we gave them help, guys.
Yeah.
And so we wouldn't even be talking about how close it was, because we could have won by more than that, because we stalled on 3 drives, and the penalty, we could have stopped them. Without that penalty on the 10, I don't think they would have got that far. I think we'd have stopped them. I think they would have made them punt. I think.
So, I mean, so the secondary didn't really do that bad on that drive. It was just the defense as a whole. But
that 36-yard penalty, they didn't get bad.
To me, I think that was I wanted to scream, but when I rewatched it, that was a real good play by Dak and Michael Gallup. Like, I just think James Bradbury it was hard no matter where, because Dak underthrew it almost purposely. And so Gallup is coming back to it, so it just make it look even worse than it really was.
And the game has flows. You can't hold the team down forever. But if you take care of business, if we'd extended the drive.
Correct. So that's on the offense, yeah.
Yes. If we would have extended the drive, the game wouldn't even been close.
Yeah, and that's why
we could have beat them by 14 or more.
Yeah.
If we'd have extended some drives.
Yeah, because we just, in the fourth quarter, we just shorted out.
Because we was up by 11 and had the ball.
Yeah.
At one point.
Yeah. And then anywho, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm glad the game is over. A win is a win.
Yeah.
A win is a win.
A win is a win. Yeah. So I don't.
Yeah. 2 weeks from now, we won't even be talking about this no more.
Right. Okay. So let's just the NFC picture. All right. So we kind of have a commanding lead on the whole stinky division. Okay. It's really just about us and Dallas in that division at this rate. So we are 8-1. Dallas is 5-3. So Dallas is, if you want to say 3 games back, but we got to play each other again. So I mean, and we'll play them at their place.
Yeah.
Next time.
So that's why it's so important that we got this win. You got to take
Dallas,
care of home.
Yeah, and that's why I do think that they were like, this game was more, Dallas needed it more. Yes and no, because if we would have lost and then had to go play them, it would have been that would have probably been for the division. And now, and it still might be. It still might be when we go to Dallas. It very well still might be, because right now, like I said, that we have a 3 game, but we're going into our bye. But right now we have a 3 game, 2.5 game, however you want to look at it, lead on them. So they're 2 back in the loss column, but then you do the half game because we have the head-to-head tiebreaker with them right now.
So we got 2 games to play with.
Yes, essentially. Yeah, and
then they got their schedule is kind of crazy on the back end too.
Yeah, the only team that they don't play that we do play that's tough is the Chiefs, but they got the Bills. They ain't play Miami yet, even though I don't know how that's looking. They ain't play Miami yet. They got Detroit, us again, Seattle, and Washington. They got Washington twice still.
Yeah, and they play Washington next week, right?
No, they play the Giants next week. Okay. So they'll win that game.
And then they got Washington after that. So they should win these next 2 games.
Yeah, they have, while we go on this like harder stretch, they go on a little bit of an easier stretch. No, they got the Giants, Carolina, Washington, Seattle, us again, Buffalo, Miami. That Buffalo, Miami, Detroit, all in December. That's their like harder stretch right there. So
right. So so they should win the next 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they won all 3 of them.
Yeah.
All right, so we didn't bring up the Dallas Goedert injury. So Dallas Goedert, big loss. He has a small fracture in his forearm. He is a candidate for the injured reserve, but they said that they might not have to put him on there, which is good because we know that that's at least 4 games. So if they don't have to put him on there, then maybe he'll just miss 3 games.
Yeah, because I'm glad the bye came right after he broke it. So next week.
Yeah. It must be some sort of hairline because they're already saying it's not season ending.
And then a lot of people put a cast on and keep it moving.
Right. So
we'll see.
Yeah, he got hit somebody with a mean stiff arm and it came back to bite him. But so let's get into some league news.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones tore his ACL. He's done for the year.
Did he just come back off the injury?
God. Yeah, I mean, and I'm starting to feel bad for Daniel Jones because if they don't get that boy some protection, I think his time is over in New York. I think it's done. I mean,
he
Brian
got his
Daboll,
money. He got his money.
Brian Daboll is cussing somebody out on the sideline every time I see them play.
But didn't he get fired? Somebody got fired from the Giants, didn't he?
No, that was Josh McDaniels got fired from the Raiders. They brought in that black coach and they smoked cigars.
Antonio Pierce. Yeah. Look. Now check this out, y'all. Check this out. Now the Raiders, who they coach?
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels, y'all. Yep. That Josh McDaniels was the Raiders coach. Antonio Pierce came in. He used to play for the Giants. He got a Super Bowl ring.
Oh, okay, do he?
Immediately after they won, they had the cameras in the locker room, y'all, and they went from the suburbs to the hood. They were smoking cigars. What's up? They were dancing and everything. The whole culture of the Raiders changed in 1 game once they put Antonio Pierce in charge of the game.
You would have thought that they won the Super Bowl or a playoff game when it was in there. But I'm happy. I like Devontae Adams.
I was like, everybody was saying, well, why they're only 4 or 5?
So I'm happy for them because
especially give a shout out to Antonio Pierce, man, because he a dog, man. He used to be for the Giants. I think he got a couple of Super Bowl rings with the Giants when they had
Eli Manning.
When they had Eli, yeah.
And this is, to me, Tom Brady made all them coaches. I don't care. We gonna have to just give that man his credit because every coach that he has had that has gone somewhere without him has looked like absolute trash.
Hot garbage.
I mean, Bill Belichick, of course, the talent isn't there, but the talent wasn't really there when Brady was there. He was just making everybody around him look better. Josh McDaniels went somewhere. Or he went. Where was he at first? I don't know. He's been a couple places, but it's been bad. Matt Patricia, Coach Pencil, that always had a pencil behind his ear.
Yeah.
Detroit, bad. I mean, but Detroit went in now. Bad. When Matt Patricia was there.
Oh yeah.
So I just think that you just got to give credit to Tom Brady because
Tom Brady was that dude.
Yeah, and he got all them men jobs, and it ain't looked the same without him.
Yeah.
So can't really do anything with that. All right, I want to talk about a little bit about the AFC North because this is sneakily becoming, well, maybe not so much sneakily, but just because we don't pay attention to the AFC North. Besides the Steelers, shout out Uncle Matt and Uncle Stanley.
Yeah, the Steelers.
They did lose to the Texans, I think, if I'm not mistaken, on Thursday Night Football. But Joe Burrow and the Bengals, they started off very, 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 very slow because Joey was hurt, but he's kind of gotten his feet back under him.
Right,
So
right.
the whole division is the Baltimore Ravens lead it at 7-2. Everybody else is 5-3. Oh no, Pittsburgh won. They beat the Titans. So
I just said they beat the Titans.
They beat the Titans on Thursday night,
2016, or something like that.
So
shout out to Matt, and Uncle Stan. You know what I mean? Uncle Stan, that's my brother. Stan and Matt.
They are everybody. Baltimore is 7-2. Everybody else is 5-3. So I think that last night the Bengals beat the Bills. I don't know about the Bills.
Their Bills are still good, but Cincinnati is just ascending. They're getting better and better. They do it every year.
But to me, Josh Allen, I mean, the Bills have been their whole them being this good team has been predicated on like 2 wins that they were huge wins. They beat I think Kansas City in the playoffs one year. I don't know. It's always between Buffalo, the Bengals, and Kansas City, or it's like a Sunday night game. I think he got Pat Mahomes one night. So I just haven't seen anything from the Bills to ever even be like it's always second round, like maybe AFC Championship.
Yeah.
Which was 2 years ago, right? Because they didn't make it last year. Last year it was Cincinnati, and
that was that crazy game.
Was it what
with them in Cincinnati? The Bengals went back and forth with the time clock. Remember?
Yes, that was 2 years ago. So I don't know if I just right now the AFC, to me, the Bengals are here. I mean, and they just started slow. They started slow because Joe Burrow had that injury, but I watched that game last night and I thought it was going to be a little bit more competitive than that. I mean, they didn't blow them out, but it was just kind of clear that I didn't think the Bills was going to be able to get it done. So I don't know. Josh Allen's gonna always put up monster numbers, but I just don't know if he's gonna win you the games because he's gonna always do some. He got his gamely pick, if not 2.
Yeah.
Somebody got to get Stephon Diggs out of there before he break another tablet.
He broke a tablet. Oh yeah, he used to do that last year, didn't he? He did it. They started fighting him.
So yeah, last night they beat the Bills 24-18. The Bengals did. But who do you think coming out of that division?
I think.
Have you watched the Ravens game? They look good.
I think the Ravens coming out of there.
Yeah, a lot of people saying Ravens Eagles Super Bowl, and they said how good that would be for the culture.
Yeah, for the culture.
Real hood.
Yeah, 2 black quarterbacks. Yeah.
Somebody said that's not what America will want to see at all. My America want to see it.
Yeah. So but
Lamar Jackson versus Jalen Hurts.
The black quarterback came a long way, but yeah. So when the last time we had 2 black quarterbacks that played the Super Bowl? We had it.
Last year was the first time though.
Last year was the first time.
Yeah, right? If we're gonna give half of Patrick Mahomes that, but
no, but if you got a little bit of black, that means you black.
Yeah, to some, yeah.
Yeah, so he black.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just black.
Yeah, so now I'm not gonna say that because he identifies as such. So
yeah, and it's kind of hard.
I can't imagine
when you mix, when you white and black.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard. I've been around at work with a lot of people that's mixed race, and it's hard.
Yeah,
because if you try to be too black, they might say, "Oh, you think you black," and then and Lord forbid, if you got a black father and go to the white side, they really give it to you.
Yeah. Yeah,
I heard
it's a lot of stuff that goes on in the mixed community.
Like yeah,
so if you got a black mama, you more black than the person with the black daddy. I'm like, how that work?
And I can't figure out for the life of me when you have mixed parents. I don't want to get too far off the game.
Yeah,
but sometimes your hair be straight, or it could be nappy like mine. You have a white daddy.
No, we're cutting this out because we don't got nappy hair. We can't say we got nappy hair.
No more. I said me. Of course. How about course?
There's no such thing as nappy hair.
What's next? What we call
We
it?
not doing that. We gotta. I had to tell mom stop.
Hey, look, I'm happy to be nappy.
But mom, like, she just.
It's just a terminology.
It is, but we can say nappy, but she literally, you need to put a perm. They got to put a perm in that hair. She need a perm in that hair.
I know she tried to get you perm in Chloe's hair. So you want to put no perm in this? I'm like, no, we're not putting no perm in Chloe's hair. No,
but
we're not
you
doing
should
that.
know that though, that just how black comes in 30,000 different shades. What black people come in so many different shades, so you should know that if you mix it with white, it can come. Like I've seen them,
Right.
So to me, that's just it can go either way. I've seen them, I've seen it all.
Yeah, but give a shout out to people because growing up as kids, it can be rough on
it's
kids
a lot
like
of
that. So.
Like I think that people are racist towards mixed people and think it's okay. Just I feel like they give them a little bit more. Yeah, they give them a little bit more, because it's like if you hang out with the black people, it's like, oh,
yeah, they don't even know which way to go.
You ain't black, and then if you hang out with the white people, they
like So anyway,
I can only imagine. So I do think that they have a lot of battles that they fight that people just think
a lot of personal battles, a lot of stuff we don't know nothing about.
Identity crisis.
Yeah, going through identity crisis, stuff we don't know nothing about.
I don't know how we got there, but
yeah, anyway, we don't cut that. I don't know.
I think it would be a nice blackety black Super Bowl if it could be Jalen Hurts versus Lamar Jackson.
Blackety black.
Yeah.
Blackety black.
They don't want to see that.
Well, I don't know. People want to see the best teams, really.
They do.
I mean, I think a lot of people they'll race out the window when it comes to football.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do, man.
For sports in general, I do think that's.
Yeah, man.
I think that's
why I like sports because all prejudice goes out the window.
They did, and that's why I think Donald Trump should go to hell because he literally tried to use sports to separate people, and that's the one thing that I do think that brings people together.
Yeah, I love it, man.
It don't matter what
race, color, or creed, man. Yeah. It don't matter what color you are.
If we like the same team, I think and LeBron James was saying that about Trump, because that was something that he was trying to do with I don't even know. There's so much antics that Cheeto man did that I can't even really remember.
But you know what though? We getting off of football, y'all. But this stuff we're gonna talk about. I know, but look, he said that the COVID virus. He called it a kung flu.
It's the Chinese virus.
He called it kung flu.
I miss hearing.
And why you calling them Cheetos, man? Why you calling them Cheetos?
Don't he look like he dipped in a bag of Cheetos with that orange?
I thought that was makeup he put on his face.
Well, it's still orange. He look like a Cheeto, like somebody dipped him in a bag of Cheetos. That dark powder.
But you know he entertains me. So.
He was very entertaining.
Yeah, I liked listening to him talk.
Just to hear the ignorance that was going to come out of his mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, but
he thought Puerto Rico wasn't part of the U.S.
Yeah.
All right. So real quick.
What's up?
Let's just move on to Sixers talk, because we did not talk about James Harden since he left. That happened literally the day after we filmed. So, do you know what that James? Okay, so James Harden went to the Clippers.
Yeah, you didn't think it was ready to go, but he went. He got there.
He got there because what else could they really do? So James Harden, hold on. No. All right. So the details of the trade, James Harden, he went to the Clippers. He cried and babied his way and got out of another one. So
right.
76ers sent James Harden, PJ Tucker, and somebody else who I do not know to the Clippers from hometown Marcus Morris. He back in his hometown. I forgot him and his brother from Philly. Robert Covington is back. Nick Batum and KJ Martin, and a 2028 unprotected first round pick, 2 second-round picks in 2029, and an additional first-round pick from the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay. So we got some.
We got some pieces, and I think they're key pieces because I think that it's Tyrese Maxey's All-Star year. I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it.
Tyrese Maxey, man, that guy.
Yeah, I just love him.
I mean, his attitude, his demeanor, and everything. He is just an awesome kid.
Yeah, and I really enjoy him, and I think, and it's so funny because he averaged like 30 points. Well, right now he's averaging 26.2 points per game. We're only 6 games in, and we're 5-1. And I just think after they saw that, they was like, you know what, you and that beard and that stomach, get up out of here.
Yeah.
And I think,
why you gotta say something about his stomach?
Because I think he got a fat suit that he put on when he don't want to play no more.
That's what they said.
So James Hardy's, I think.
James Harden, you stupid.
So he's out, and I don't feel bad about it. And what really kind of teed me off is when he gonna say the Sixers put me on a leash, and he said, "I'm not a system player. I am the system."
Wow, that was
Since
some.
when?
He is the system.
It was a bar, but that's not the truth, James.
He said he is the system.
They've tried to make me a system player. I am the system.
Wow, he's confident. I'll tell you that.
But then went to go play behind Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook. So how's that supposed to work?
Is he going? He's not even going to start, is he?
Oh yeah, of course he's gonna start. It's gonna be him and Russell in the backfield until they start tussling over the ball before it even get over half court.
Shout out to Westbrook. He's starting to play better.
Yeah, he is, and I hope that whole thing don't even derail what Russell Westbrook has done in LA, because he's done a lot better. So yeah, James Harden said he is the system. I don't think he's been the system since he's been in Houston.
I'm gonna miss James though. You know, I like James. I'm gonna miss James. But I had to say he was okay. He wasn't great with us.
I do think that Joel's MVP season, I think that James had a lot to do with
Yeah,
that.
with his passing. It was passing.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. How he can distribute the basketball.
Yeah, he led the league in assists last year. So I do think that had a lot to do with it. Speaking of that, like Joel is on a little tear right now. You think he can repeat for the MVP?
I don't know. It's too early for me to tell right now.
Yeah. Right, he's
get back with me later. Maybe I can tell. I don't know.
He right there where he kind of picked right back up where he left off last year. I think right now he had like 29 points per game, only 5 or 6 games in, but
right.
It's good to see that he kind of picked right back up where he left off.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll keep kind of picking away at the Sixers, and I need to do some more analysis because I ain't been watching. I mean, I watched just one game so far, to be honest. I keep up with it, but there's so many games.
Yeah, they got so many games.
Yeah. All right, so we don't really have a game to recap next week because we have our bye. And
right.
I mean, I saw a tweet that said, you know you're an Eagles fan when you're so happy that that the Eagles don't play next week because they can't piss you off.
Well, I'm just I like the bye week in the middle of the season. I really like that. It's coming at a pretty good time. Dallas Goedert, maybe that at least get him back one game quicker. And then let Jalen rest his knee. That's the guys that's banged up. See can we get them back? So everybody should, besides Dallas Goedert, everybody should be back.
What do you think is the biggest thing that needs to be addressed aside from injuries? Like, of course, that's going to run its course, but like the biggest thing, I mean, you probably need to be addressed.
The secondary. I mean, the secondary need to be addressed.
Yeah, I want to continue working on the whole turnover situation. We've gotten better, especially Jalen has, at least with the picks.
And he didn't throw no picks. So
he didn't throw no picks in the last 3. Not against Washington, not against
he hadn't thrown the picks. He hadn't thrown the picks since
the played before Washington.
The Jets.
No, he didn't.
Miami.
He threw the pick 6 to Miami. Yeah. So, but that was some fluky stuff. So I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So I think the continue to try to clean up on the turnovers.
Yeah.
Just the secondary, man, the whole defense looked like they had CTE. Like it was so bad that last drive. And then Nick Sirianni called that timeout on a play that they clearly weren't going to overturn. And we lost the timeout, so it's just like I just want to see some the play calling.
But you know what though? But through all in all, we have the same record we had last year, 8-1.
Right, that's what I was like. Yeah.
So after all the debacles and the interceptions and all that, that, guys, we're still 8-1, and I'm glad we got that record because if we do drop a couple of games. At least we at 8-1 right now. We needed to, and it's so funny because I predicted we was going to be 8-1 at this time because we said we was going to lose to Miami. We thought we was going to lose to Miami.
Yeah, we didn't see the Jets.
Not the Jets. We
we said we were going to lose one nonetheless. So we're still 8-1, which is right where I put us. For this season, midway season, because I said if we lose to Dallas, it'll be in Dallas. I said we'll probably get
right. I knew we was going to split Dallas.
So honestly, we're kind of right where
we on as schedule
on pace.
Even though we don't like the play of
It looks different this year. But
Yeah,
I mean,
and
it's a different team.
I had to sit down and really shake myself and say, this is a different team from last year.
It's a different team. It looks different, but we're getting it
Feels
done in different
different.
ways. And I'm glad to see, because we was just smoking everybody last year.
Yeah.
So we really wasn't in no close games.
No.
I remember I was looking back. We was on the starters was on the bench in the fourth quarter a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
all that.
wasn't even, so it looks different, but everybody got our number now. They play us hard.
And then we got a hard schedule. And when you go to the Super Bowl, everybody's gunning for you.
You lose coaches, you lose players.
Yeah.
And I thought about this earlier. I was like, at least we're 8-1 after going to the Super Bowl, which a lot of times doesn't happen. Well,
look, they said 80% of the time, the team that loses the Super Bowl don't even make the playoffs.
Yeah,
80% of the time,
or win, let alone, because the Rams won it 2 years ago. Last year they were a non-factor. Like they were. I know they had some injuries, but so I'm just grateful that we are here. With
we bounced back. We didn't have that Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah, so, like we are here. And a lot of times it looks a lot different for teams after they go to the Super Bowl, because you lose so much. Everybody gunning for your coaches, they're gunning for your players.
Then your nerves be on level 10 because you're so used to the team from last year. But this is a different team.
I really think kudos to Jalen, because I think the leadership just has something to do with it too, because it's just like it's never. And it's so cliche, but never too high, never too low.
Yeah.
And I think that just is kind of instilled throughout the team.
I know how to call. Remember that movie Blank Man? It's called Jalen Hurts. Blank Man. His blank look on his face.
Yeah. So we got a Monday night game in like 14 days. We play the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl rematch. So we're gonna have an episode kind of talking more Sixers and some stuff, and getting into
the game next week.
Yeah, next week. We'll talk more about
drop another video next week.
That next week, and kind of get we'll do some mid-season grading of
where
we are,
halfway through the
season. So we'll do all that next week. So
and I want to my cousin Fred out there, Fred, he's a big Dallas Cowboys fan. My cousin Fred.
And he said, y'all still gonna do y'all little show after y'all lose?
Yeah, he said after we beat y'all, we're gonna do the show. I got mad love for Fred. Look, Fred, your team played a good game.
But you better hold that L.
Yeah. your team played a good game, so I ain't gonna get on you too bad, because we got to come see y'all. But I just want to give a shout out to my cousin Fred, and I want to give a shout out to Celeste, aka Baby Rook, at Front and Godfrey in Philly, holding it down, and her son Dante. Love y'all guys. Yeah.
So again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to another episode of Take 215.
Third one in the books, baby.
It's in the books. It's in the books. Make sure y'all hit that like button. You subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Again, my name is Deja.
Yes.
This is my dad, Ryan. And until next time, go Birds.